try and destroy Israel. So we stopped it with good timing, and we're very proud to be involved in this, and it's going to be ended soon. And if it starts up again, they'll be
All
hitting us
right,
harder.
another
We're
reaction.
ahead of our initial
With
timeline by
the
a lot.
war still
I
going
would
on,
say that we probably
Iran
would not have
is
thought after a month we'd
they
be
holding
here.
their own. You gotta give it to
In
them.
addition to the fact that we've taken
I
out the
knew
leadership
Trump, and everybody's calling
twice, I
Bibi
think, or
now,
three times.
Bibbidi Boppity and Trump
And
too. I'm gonna say
as you
that.
know, we want to be
But
involved.
Bibbidi Boppy and
We
Trump
don't want
too,
another president that maybe
on their
wouldn't be
first
willing to do
strike
what I'm
in
willing to
killing
do for the good of
Ali
the world, for the
Khamenei,
good of our nation.
they thought
If
they
we
had
stay
a
in this
immediate
situation in 5
victory.
years or
I
10
mean,
years, they're gonna.
immediate. Like
So we think they
he
should put
was
a
bragging. After
president
that,
in
they were showing all
that of the
types of
country in that's gonna
direct
be able
hits,
to do something peacefully for a
uncensored,
change instead of doing
unclassified
this for
hits. Like this
47
was like
years,
a
killing people
Call
for
of Duty
47
video
years,
game commercial.
whether it's the barracks or even the
See,
SS
what
Cole
they
or
fail to
whatever it was
realize
called.
is
Very strongly, they were
somebody
very
hasn't been reading
involved.
their history,
But they
or they
were
failed
very
history
strongly
class,
involved in all of
or
the
just
people
ignored
that
history because some
died
of
for
them
the
are just
religion
as
I
old as this
loved,
damn war,
died and are right now walking around with
or
no
yeah,
legs in
older
war.
if I want to be
A place
exact.
that's been so badly damaged.
So
The Iranian regime
now
has
we're
been
finding out
attacking Americans and spreading terror for
there's
47
protests
years, and
in
despite these
Israel.
countless
So I came
opportunities to
across this
renounce their
video
nuclear
on the way from
ambitions,
work.
which they had just a short
Israelis
while
back
ago, they told
Iran.
Mr. Witkoff,
When I saw that, I said,
who's
"Oh
standing right
shit,
over here, they said,
oh shit." So
they actually
United
said, look,
States
we're
and
going to
Israel
keep
is like
keeping this
struggling
actually in
against
a real
Iran.
nutshell. We want to continue to
They
build
are struggling against the
nuclear weapons. If
Hamas
we didn't knock out, maybe
and the
on the hammer, if
Hezbollah.
we didn't
Just
knock
just
out their
those two
Iranian
groups
potential,
are like
if we didn't do that,
backstabbing
that
Israel
happen, they
whenever
would
they
have
have
had
an
a nuclear
opening
weapon. They
shot.
would have
That's just
used it long
wild. It's
before
supposed to
now.
be four, I think,
And at a
because you
minimum,
also have the
Israel would have been
Houthis.
annihilated.
Well, maybe it's three, but
I know
now we
Rohit
find out
Sharma is
it's
now joining
possible
us from
ISIS is
Washington,
joining it.
D.C. Rohit,
Well,
the
actually, no.
claim
There's a
has been
group
made
in
by Donald
Pakistan.
Trump. Donald Trump says that this
They
war
haven't
is
really
going to
said
end very
much
soon.
about
On
him, but I
what
know there was
basis,
a
Rohit?
revolt at one of
On
the
what basis
embassies.
is Donald
I
Trump
think it was
claiming
Sunday or
that
Monday
the
after
end of this war is
their
near?
first strike. I mean,
Well, a couple of
Israel and
things.
Trump's
First things
first
first,
strike.
he talks about, or he
So,
talked about, how America has been able to achieve its
I think
objectives, the ones that
Pakistan
were listed out by
is
President Trump
gonna
and the White House,
try to keep
destroying the
themselves
infrastructure,
out of
destroying the
this.
Navy,
And
destroying
then
the
again, they've
production
been fighting with
capacity and capability
Afghanistan
of
too. So we
Iran. So
gotta
I think
watch those
there was
two
that.
countries.
He alluded to that initially
There's been
when he made
word
those
Trump
comments.
it
And
was
then I
trying
think
to
the other thing is,
negotiate with the
we've obviously seen
Kurds.
that
I think it
there is
was
pressure, in the global
Wednesday or
markets,
Thursday
economy,
of the
and
first week,
supply
but we don't know
chain
where that's
and
going. I'm
oil.
pretty sure the
And I think
Kurds are like,
those
yeah,
are the
nah,
combinations where I think
because
President Trump's
apparently
being nudged a little bit.
they were
Some of
used in
his
the
advisors,
Iraq
we've been told,
war,
have asked him
or the
to
war
try and work
with
out a
Iraq and
strategy
Syria
to
against
seek an
Iran,
end to this war
and
in a
then
way that
apparently
A,
they got
America is able to
backstabbed,
achieve what it set
which
out
is
for those war
common.
objectives.
Iraq got
B,
backstabbed, Syria, Afghanistan,
ensure that this
Pakistan, all
war
got
wouldn't
backstabbed.
go too long.
So
Personally,
Iran
for
got
obvious reasons,
backstabbed too,
about economy and
twice.
whatnot. And then there's a domestic pressure, right? The
Three
longer
times as a
this
charm.
war goes on, the tougher it becomes in the
So
midterm year for the president to
we're gonna
decide. So I
check
think
this
those are
out
the
because
things.
this
But
this piqued my
also,
interest.
I
Now
think
I
right
know
after
there's not
that,
much going
he
on.
put a tweet or post out on Truth
They got
Social
Trump
saying
running his
that
mouth.
if Iran does not open the
Um,
flow of oil from the
Iran
Strait
and
of
Israel
Hormuz,
probably still
he's
exchanging
going to hit
fire. I'm
Iran
pretty sure the
20
United
times
States
harder. So
is still
essentially,
trying
I
to
think
take
he's
out
sending
targets.
both
But I have a
messages.
feeling
He said there could be a swift end to the war. We don't
Israel
know
and the
how
United
it could
States are
raise
just
or
about out of
weak,
weapons,
but at the same time, he's not
and
giving up
that's
on those
that's really
initial
just
objectives that America
missiles
has
and
set out to
missiles on
do.
their fires.
So
I
we'll have to
think
wait.
they're
And
almost
ultimately, a
out
lot of this
because
also depends on how
Iran started
Iran
backing
responds and
off
retaliates
and just
to the
targeting
American and
certain
Israeli action
key
in the Middle East.
interests
Absolutely,
that
Rohit. In
mirrored
fact,
what the
another
United
big point that
States
Donald
and
Trump
Iran
made
was
was
targeting.
that he yet again
But they
mentioned
started
about
backing off
Mujtaba
because
not being
that's,
the right
like I
choice and
said in
how
my
he is
prior
not
video,
happy with the
that
choice
is
that
the
Iran has made.
mind of the strategist
He
when they
put it
use the
out
art of war.
a couple of days ago when they started putting out a name, and
So
he said any
now
involvement
we
should have
got
a seal of
Europe
approval of the
divided,
President of the United States,
Trump
meaning himself.
talking
So he's
shit
obviously not
against
happy
the Prime
with
Minister of
Ahmed
UK.
Khamenei taking on the hill. He
Spain
also
said, hell
ruled
no.
out Reza Pahlavi, and
I'm hearing
we actually
Switzerland
discussed this
now saying,
on the
no,
media today, a couple of days ago, when
it
he
ain't
said
cool.
there's no way they
You
will give up
have
in the short
Finland
term.
already
He
spoke
said
his
that he
piece. He
wants
said,
somebody
this ain't
from
cool, but I
Iran,
don't have
somebody
enough
internal that
influence to
disrupts
say anything or do
the
anything.
sun
I
of
heard Canada
Khamenei. So
backpedaled.
We will have to wait and watch
Um,
what that means. Now,
the rest of them
in
seem to be
Donald
kind
Trump's
of
own admission,
quiet. So
when
NATO's
the
on the
Israelis
fence.
and the Americans bombed
Russia and
South
China is now
Romania.
sneaking in.
President Trump said that they also took out 5 main plant
In fact,
hostages that
about
America
2
was
days
interested
ago,
in speaking with. So
and
we
I
don't
get
have that.
Russian
So
and
we have to wait
Chinese
and watch
news exclusively.
who in
There were
Iran is
reports they
somebody
were
that President
already
Trump can
leaking
work with.
satellite
And then
footage
if
of
there
all
is
the
an
U.S.
offer of
bases,
ceasefire, maybe
and
a week
that's
from now,
where
10
you
days
start.
from now,
Well,
we'll have to wait and watch if President Trump does
depending
that.
on where you're getting, so it look like
Spark
American
any chance to
YouTubers
ease
are
some of his
having to
points.
get this
But as of
information
today,
off
he
of
rules
X.
out
I'm getting it
he ruled him
exclusively
out
from
as
India
somebody that
News.
President
So
Trump would, or America would
there
want
you
to
go.
engage with
That
in
goes
the
to
Middle
show
East.
you the American
All right,
media is
Rohit, you
censoring
stay
a
with us.
lot
Let's
of
also
shit
listen
from the
into what
American
Donald
people.
Trump said about
Just
hitting
saying.
military ships and drones
So,
in Iran.
I digress. Let's check out this video.
Over the weekend, the United
Because
At
this
home,
is me.
amid the ongoing war with
Oh, sorry, I was doing a sound test. So let's start from the beginning.
Over the past 9 days, we've carried out some of
We all know that Israel and the United States launched this aggression against Iran with no real reason. They tried to pretend as if it was for the Iranian people, who are indeed under a terrible oppressive regime, or it is because, like they call it, preemptive war, which is to prevent an attack against Israel. That's a sheer lie, because this war...
tremendous success.
Oh, this is an Israeli saying this. This is an Israeli saying this, yo. Like, come on.
And some people could
Let me
say
back
that
my camera up. Like I said, this
we wiped
is
every
gonna be
single force
live.
in Iran out.
Wow, this is an Israeli saying
Most of
this.
Iran's naval power has been sunk.
That
It's
is
on the bottom of the
insane,
sea.
yo. So, like I said, this is
Ships, I was just notified it's 51 ships.
Times
They have
India,
it.
or Times of India.
And these are fighting.
When was this released? 2 days ago.
Meant to fight.
Now, granted,
Not meant to fight against that.
India's on the
We
ground
continue
right
to
now,
target Iran's
getting
drone
all the
and missile
news.
capabilities.
Chances are they recorded this that day of, or they released it the next day. And then they, they chopped it up, whatever, and then they released it 2 days ago.
Drones, and they're being hit one after another.
That's fucking tough, yo. This is coming from Israel. Let's run that back. Let's run that back. Read the captions very carefully. Read it carefully.
With no real reason. They tried to pretend as if it was for the Iranian people, who are indeed under a terrible oppressive regime, or it is because, like they call it, preemptive war, which is to prevent an attack against Israel. That's a sheer lie, because this war doesn't serve any people, neither the Iranian, nor the Israeli, nor any other people. It's just in the interest of those in power against the peoples. This is a demonstration against war.
This man is dropping straight bombs. Straight bombs. You know what? Let's play that shit again. Start from the beginning. Like, we need to actually see what this man is saying. This is, like, what does it say? What does that say? In fact, this was this was broadcast March 7th. Today is the 10th, and it's actually, let's pull up the world clock. All right, let's pull this world clock up. Ladies and gentlemen, it is exactly 11:52 in Tehran, and it is the 10th. It just turned the 10th here in the west coast of California. So, it's about to be midday over there, and this was shot 3 days ago.
For the other parts of the world, including countries like China, they get a lot of their oil through the straits. So we're doing.
And what has Trump been talking about?
With President Xi in China, going there.
They're very bad people. They need to be exterminated. We need to take control of their regime change and the choice of their supreme leader. They have nuclear weapon capabilities. They were going to build nukes. I mean, like, yo, first of all, here's the thing. Apparently, when Trump ripped up the nuclear deals that Obama had in place, which actually had audits they had to audit them, like, I don't know, every like twice a year or whatever. Iran agreed to that. Now, when Trump ripped it up, they just started producing more enriched uranium. Now, let's ask the question, why would they do that? Well, if you look up, in fact, if you go back to my video where I do a reaction on the breakdown and decoding of the Iran war, you'll find out that the United States had a puppet in their regime and the people revolted. It started a revolution. That was, let's just say, strike one or fool me once. And here comes Ronald Reagan. Let's see, how did that war go? They were also revolting against the bad business dealings the United States was pulling against Iran. So they pushed back, started a war with the United States, with Iraq, and then Syria. Fool me twice. Now you got pushback from George Bush, but George Bush focused on Iraq, and then Syria and Afghanistan, and somewhat Egypt. And he kind of did include Iran, but Iran had nothing to do with the 9/11. That's just given. It was Saudi Arabia, mainly. They say Afghanistan. I know they had Egyptians on their plane. Egypt don't like our asses. They don't. Trust me, they don't. I'm surprised Egypt hasn't flashed out at us yet. All right. So Iran was kind of on the sideline with that one. But here comes fucking Trump. What do you think they're going to do? Fool me? Can't fool me again. Shame on you. If I was in, I would start enriching some uranium too, and just in case, just have it ready. Because you don't have to build it. You can send it to somebody else to build your shit. See? You don't have to build it, just have it ready. Have the materials ready, ship it off to somebody else to build it. Then you buy your nuclear weapons if you need to. That's all they have to do. I'm not saying that's what they did or that's what they plan on doing, but that's what I would have done. Especially if you don't trust somebody trying to bully you into, bow down to a business deal. Like what Trump is doing. Like, Trump has exposed the American lie so bad. The can of worms is wide the fuck open right now. He has exposed the American hypocrisy that's been going on for decades. Let's hear this shit again, bro. Let's hear it again. This is coming out of Israeli's mouth. Tel Aviv, Israel.
We all know that Israel and the United States launched this aggression against Iran with no real reason. They tried to pretend as if it was for the Iranian people, who are indeed under a terrible oppressive regime, or it is because, like they call it, preemptive war, which is to prevent an attack against Israel. That's a sheer lie, because this war doesn't serve any people, neither the Iranian, nor the Israeli, nor any other people. It's just in the interest of those in power against the peoples. This is a demonstration against war, against occupation, against war crimes. It is for the peoples, including the Israeli people. So don't go astray after those who try to manipulate and incite against us as if we were against Israel and the Israeli people. We are...
Yo, did he just call out his president? Did he just call out his president?
100 million barrels of oil is en route from Venezuela. This is also what Donald Trump has claimed. So that is the warning from Donald Trump to Iran over the Strait of Hormuz.
Did he just say that?
To keep the Strait of Hormuz open, and if Iran does not
allow
the Strait of
hold
Hormuz
on.
to function, then Iran will be hit.
It is for the peoples, including the Israeli people.
The oil flow from
A demonstration against war, against occupation, against war crimes. It is for the peoples, including the Israeli people.
Yo, you know what? I should just end the stream right here. This man just said so much, and we're just 44 seconds in. 44 seconds in. This man has said so much. He just said a whole mouthful. Like Trump is on the podium for like a whole 33 minutes and 44 seconds. Yo, he just implicated his president. Like real talk. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. And this is the type of stuff we are not seeing unless you know where to look. Now, all this is in my stream because I watch foreign news. My news comes from around the world because I would say at least 70, 80% of their news isn't censored as bad. They're not trying to run a fucking narrative. You may have propaganda for their country to keep the people at peace or at calm for whatever reason they may have, but when it comes down to showing inhumane, humanitarian war crimes, acts against others, they are going to show everything. That's why they have revolts over there. Their people are not fucking stupid. They don't tolerate the shit this man is doing. This motherfucker right here. They don't tolerate this shit. They don't. Not a single country over there tolerate the shit Americans allow over here. We have witness an Israeli just admit, not telling you, not telling you, Benjamin is actually oppressing his own people too. Actually, it's not Netanyahu. I'm sorry. His name is a fucking clusterfuck. I don't know who named him. Not Netanyahu. Anyway, and it's kind of funny because I was flipping through some more videos today, trying to see what's going on American side, which isn't much because sadly to say, all we're seeing is Trump running his mouth, Pete Pussy breath, and Mark Rubio. Just, and of course we had Lindsey Graham say some dumb shit. Check my feeds; it's all over my feeds, TikTok, and I mean the shit he had to say. Just look at the short that says "Bitch, where's my money?" You'll see what I'm talking about. Look for the short that says "Bitch, where's my money?" That shit had me dying laughing, but I was like, "What the fuck did this man just say?" But that's what you guys are seeing. Y'all only seeing what the government wants you to see, and then all these YouTubers are having to scramble and scrap up bullshit clips off of X to see what's going on across the world. Now, if you want to save your time and trouble, check my lives. I'm streaming almost every day what's going on from the news. I might commentary a few of the news reports, throw in some commentary, or do a reaction like this, but I am pulling in all the information, all the ground news coming out of Iran, Tel Aviv, Lebanon, Beirut, if it's still, somebody over there. It's in my channel. So by the time y'all get it, y'all like two days behind most of the time. At least 2 days behind. And on average, from what I've seen, America is getting the information I have 2 days later. Sometimes 3 days behind. So, oh man, this is wild, yo. And this is a 9-minute clip. This man said enough for me to just end this stream, and in 44 seconds he said enough.
So don't go astray after those who try to manipulate and incite against us as if we were against Israel and Israeli people. We are not. We are for the peoples against the government.
And see, we need more Israelis like him to come out and say this. But in fact, the video I saw, it was, I think around June 20th. I think that was that 12-day war. They actually had a lot, and this is why most Israelis here, in fact, a lot of them here got backlash. But the Israelis in their country, when they protest for Palestine, they get arrested. They actually had a headline stating they had protesters, Israeli citizens protesting for Palestine, and they were partially in fear they were going to get arrested, but they did it anyway. You're not gonna hear no shit like that. You know why? They're gonna suppress the information. And so it brings the Israelis here in more fear because they are already afraid their Israeli counterparts who support their country are going to attack. In fact, I think it actually happened. They had a couple of Israelis in the Palestine protests that got jumped by other Israelis. Yeah, in fact, that did happen last year. Yep, sure did. That's why you don't know who's on whose side when it comes to Israelis. I would have to say about 34% of people probably don't support their president, but they're afraid. They're just as afraid as what Iran is accused of. Now, granted, the Ali Khamenei did what he did, and this is hard to digest for most of you, but I'm gonna tell you why he did what he did. He has had a history of influence bullshit coming out of America to turn the people against the government when they're trying to do the best they can under sanctions. The oppression that we heard was not the truth. The sanctions that was on Iran made the country struggle, and that's what the people were protesting against. The people wanted the supreme leader to yield to Trump so they could live their life because they were already heavily sanctioned.
They were going to take over the Middle East and they were going to try and destroy Israel.
As for women's rights, that's been going on for decades. That's a whole nother story for another day. I might get into that because I know the history behind that. From the head coverings to the loss of women's rights. And it's a lot deeper. It goes a lot farther than most people think. It took me a while to figure it out. And I had a conversation with a woman about it. And we took two wild guesses. You're going to be shocked. I was close to the guess of who started. I was just a century off when it comes to world wars. Anyway. And you know what? I think the protests are not going to be targeting Israel because all eyes on Israel right now. Right now. If he goes against his people, he's going to be in for a shit-ass awakening.
Anger is surging against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at home amid the ongoing war with Iran, erupting into intense protests in central Tel Aviv. Demonstrators gathered at Habima Square, decrying Netanyahu's decision to continue military aggression and vowing to oppose any deeper involvement in the conflict.
What? Whoa. Whoa, what? Look what that says. Yo.
They actually said we want to keep building.
You know what? Hold on. I'm definitely snapshotting that. I am snapshotting that right there.
If we didn't do that with Midnight Hammer,
oh yeah, people need to see that. Oh yeah, they need to see that. And you can't say this is fake because look how they spell their country. Israeli Empire.
Big claim has been
Plural.
made by Donald Trump. Donald Trump says that this war is going to end.
Well, no, let's sing it. We say Israel Empire. They say Israeli.
Claiming that the end of this war is near.
A regional nightmare. And these are Israelis. This is right here in Tel Aviv. You can't say this is no fake news. Look, there's the, I guess it's not as long. I need to figure out what Israelis speak. But look, that's their language right there in the background.
Involvement in the conflict. A member of the Knesset for the Jewish Arab Hadash Party, Ofer Kasif, said that the war was launched for no real reason, and it reflects imperialist intentions of Trump administration and the
What? Let's run that back. Look, bro. Bruh.
Jewish Arab Hadash Party, Ofer Kasif, said that the war was launched for no real reason, and it reflects imperialist intentions of Trump administration and the personal and political messianic, insane intentions and interests of Netanyahu and his gang. Meanwhile, the war on Iran also revealed Israel's deeply divided public opinion. A minor clash broke out as pro-war supporters also joined the anti-war protest. Protesters from opposing camps shouted slogans, waved banners, and confronted each other in the heart of the city.
And I was going to say it looks small, and you got to understand why. They know they're going to get backlash. They're going to have some severe backlash. And so they got to do this very carefully. So that's why I guarantee you this group right here is taking a chance. And I think they're just about fed up, and they're willing to go like any other country, just get arrested for their voice. And once they start getting arrested, it's going to hit the news. This is already probably hitting the news. Now, this is Times of India. I don't know how many people are seeing this, but this is already hitting the news. Once this goes viral, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. In fact, I might clip this, but yo, like, I mean, the first 44 seconds, I'm definitely gonna have to clip it because man, he said a lot. He said 44 minutes and 44 seconds. That's all I got to say. Man, this is deep.
Israel's deeply divided public opinion. A minor clash broke out as pro-war supporters also joined the anti-war protest. Protesters from opposing camps shouted slogans, waved banners, and confronted each other in the heart of the city. Pro-war supporters defended the Israeli government's actions and called the strikes necessary for Israel's security. As tensions escalated, security forces moved in to separate the rival groups and prevent the confrontation from spiraling out of control.
Oh, I thought they arrested him. All right. Never mind.
We all know that Israel and the United States launched this aggression against Iran with no real reason. They tried.
Yo, hey, I mean, I already know they made that clear, but what they didn't make clear is what this man is saying. Trump said they both had a reason. Trump said they had nuclear capabilities and he wanted to free the people. Netanyahu said they wanted a regime change. This man is saying they had no real reason. Obviously, Israel has people who knows what's really going on, because honestly, those who are willing to speak out, there you go. The ones that are not willing to speak out, they just dead ass. Now, I'm not going to fault them for it because I'm pretty sure they're going to get some serious backlash at some point. I've heard the stories, and they have a good means of censoring a lot of shit. In fact, I have to go find that video. It was on X. The IDF released a video from their soldiers mutilating citizens and soldiers they had captured from Palestine. And they were having fun. I forgot that came out. I think they released it last year, year before last. That show was wild. It was on X too. I think I bookmarked. I gotta go through my bookmarks to see if I can find it. But there you have it. This man said they had no reason to attack first.
To pretend as if it was for the Iranian people who are indeed under a terrible oppressive regime, or it is because, like they call it, preemptive war, which is to prevent an attack against Israel. That's a sheer lie. The real reason is the
Now, I don't know if this is a repeat, but there you go. He said all that was a sheer lie.
imperialist intentions of Trump's administration.
This man is calling Trump an imperialist. That's wow. He just labeled Trump a European-style imperialist. Man, we are in colonial colonization days all over again.
Which includes India, and we also reported about the impact on
And
amid all of this,
all for oil.
Donald Trump's advisors
All for
urging
oil.
and asking
Oil.
to seek exit route from this war.
And we're supposed to be moving to like solar energy and wind energy so it can stop. In fact, if y'all, well, you know what? No, y'all didn't get this piece of news. So I believe it was Monday or Tuesday. After the heavy bombings, there was a 3.4 or 4.3 earthquake in Tehran from the bombings. That's how bad they had bombed Tehran so much it caused a fucking earthquake to occur. Soon after that, things started backing off. Now, I don't know who backed off their attacks first, but now that there's less attacks, no more earthquakes. Now, of course, that earthquake kind of spread spread east because it occurred in some other country like a day or two after that. So, if you don't understand earthquakes, the epicenter starts and then it spreads along that fault line all the way until it stops. I figured that out when Japan would have earthquakes, but then 5 days, it hits California. Anyway, I digress. Just let this man speak.
Personal and political messianic insane intentions and interests of Netanyahu and his gang called.
See, this man just dropped a whole. Look, let's go back. This man just broke down both of our president's intentions. He just called them both out. Let's go back a little bit further. He literally called them both out.
Prevent an attack against Israel. That's a sheer lie. The real reason is the imperialist intentions of Trump's administration and the personal and political messianic insane intentions and interests of Netanyahu and his gang called the Israeli government. Because this war doesn't serve any people, neither the Iranian, nor the Israeli, nor any other people. It's just in the interest of those in power against the peoples.
And he's talking for American people, because what are we getting out of it? Like, we had taxes slightly increased. Then he threw tariffs on top of the taxes, claiming that once the tariffs bring in enough money, he's going to get rid of the taxes. Bullshit. Then he had tax reductions for the rich businesses. And yet, all that supposed money he had gained, he has started a golden ball next to the White House. He's working on the arch and a couple of fucking statues, and added the rest of the money to ICE, DHS, and the military budget. What have we gotten for American payback for all that money he claimed he collected?
All right, so Donald Trump, the U.S. president, had
inflation. That's it.
Russian president. That's the big development that's coming in, even as the West Asia war rages.
We haven't seen a stimulus check yet from the Doge or the tariffs.
Donald Trump spoke with Russian President.
Need I say more?
This is a demonstration against war, against occupation, against war crimes. It is for the peoples, including the Israeli people. So don't go astray after those who try to manipulate and incite against us as if we were against Israel and the Israeli people.
The fuck, Trump on call with Putin?
With the Iranian that is the big development as the war enters day 11
I'm
today.
sorry.
It started
Who
on
wants to
February
be helpful with
28th, and
Trump?
today is the 11th day of the war in West Asia, and it continues
Yo.
to escalate. Donald Trump spoke with
Bruh.
Russian President.
Now,
Let's listen in what
I'm
he
going to be
told
real.
the
I'm
reporters
going to
about
digress
his
for a moment.
conversation.
Trump is bullshitting right now. He's legit bullshitting because if anybody who's watching this stream, go back in my post and in my shorts, you're going to see what Putin's really doing. In fact, I've seen some headlines for the last 3 days stating Putin has given enough warnings for Trump and Israel to back out. And since they ignored those warnings, he started leaking satellite footage along with China. In fact, if people have noticed, Iran's been strategically attacking specific sites now.
Donald Trump has now issued a
That's where they're
trade
getting the
warning
intel.
to Iran over Strait of Hormuz. Trump has said that
And
if
now you see
Iran
these
tries to
headlines.
stop the oil flows, then US will be hitting Iran 20
Oh my
times
God.
harder.
Now
Has
Trump
said
is
that
just finding
US
this out.
will
But
be
see,
lifting
they
sanctions to reduce the oil
Iran
prices. Trump claims that he knows that the oil
Secretary,
prices would go up ahead of war,
Chief
and
Secretary,
the oil prices are still not as high
India,
as
Russia,
he
China,
was
they want to
expecting them
sit
to
down and
be. Trump
talk
says that 100 million barrels of
because
oil is en route from
instead of
Venezuela.
pushing this
He
in World
started
War III,
warning
they
of
want this
on Iranian
de-escalated
ships
because
in
it is
Iran,
bullshit.
to which he said that they are
It's
just at the
bullshit.
bottom of the sea,
But if
and it's
Trump
more
and
fun to sink
Netanyahu
Iranian
do
ships. That
not
is
back
the
down,
statement that
well,
has
guess
been
what?
made by
Yeah,
US President
Trump is
Donald
right. He's going
Trump
to help, all right.
on the sinking of Iranian ships. He said that it's fun to see them sinking, and he's also issued a warning to
Yo, I don't know
Iran
how
over the
many
Strait of
times Trump
Hormuz,
can
saying
lie.
that the
He's
Strait
lying
of
his way
Hormuz
through the
must
next
be
2 years.
open, and if Iran tries to stop the
Oh
oil
my
flows,
God, I can't
then
believe
US
that
will
came
be
out of that
hitting
man's
Iran
mouth.
20 times harder.
We are not. We are for the peoples against the governments.
Pro-Iran protests come as the Islamic Republic continues to fire missiles at Israel since the war broke out on February 28th, when Israel and U.S. in joint mission bombed Tehran and killed Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Iran unleashed a massive retaliatory missile barrage after Israeli fighter jets pounded targets in Tehran, dramatically escalating the already explosive war in the Middle East.
That what you're witnessing, if I'm not mistaken, this is just recent. Those are the cluster missiles they have just recently launched. Now, I know a lot of people are just now catching this, but remember the date? I had known about that around the 7th. They had launched 2 hypersonic test missiles. They broke straight through the Iron Dome. Then they dropped 1 or 2 200, I think it was 200,000 pound or 2,000 pound bomb on one of the Arabian airports. That was another test. And about 2 days ago, they launched a couple of cluster missiles or cluster bombs, and none of them could be stopped because they look like that. Once they reach a certain apex or equilibrium, it just opens up and releases a bunch of bombs, depending on the type.
Overnight on March 8th, Iranian forces launched a fresh wave of missiles toward Israel, lighting up the skies and triggering air raid sirens across multiple.
So you guys are, I think that started hitting American news on the 9th,
And my colleague
actually.
Rohit Sharma is now
And
joining
I
us
could be
from
wrong. You
Washington,
guys are
D.C.
probably just not finding out
Rohit,
about
we
this.
just heard Donald Trump
So
claiming
yeah,
that the war to this,
there you have it,
the
right?
end to
Like,
this war is very near,
there's no
and
words
will
for
be
that.
ending
Like,
very
this
soon. But
man
on
just
the other side,
exposed
he's also
both our
threatened
presidents.
Iran yet again, claiming
I
that if
mean, there is
Iran
no
tries to
fucking
stop the
words.
oil flows, U.S.
There
will
is
be
no
hitting Iran
words.
20
If
times
you're watching
harder.
the stream, please share it. I don't care if you like it, dislike it. I don't care if you subscribe or don't subscribe. At least share this video. Everybody in the United States needs to see this. And I mean everybody. Please like, Well, just share it. I was gonna say like and subscribe. You don't gotta do it. I don't even ask nobody to do all that shit. Just share this video. If anything, spread this video around. I'm gonna try to clip it and make it into like 1 or 2 shorts. But now the truth comes out of the mouth of civilians in Israel. And you all saw the title card in the upper left corner said Tel Aviv. That's not Iran. That's Israel. There's no fucking words. There's no fucking words. That's all I got to tell you. I mean, here it is like 1:54 a.m. California time. It's 12:24 p.m. in Iran. So you already know. I'm keeping track of this. So share this video. Let that shit be known. We got an orange liar in office with Pete Pussy Breath and Mark Rubio, who's probably a drag queen, you know, looks maxing for all we know.
Donald Trump has now issued a warning to
So.
Iran. Donald Trump has said that he's not happy with Iran's choice of choosing Mojtaba Khamenei as its next supreme leader.